Nearly 7 million Americans aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's. It's an overwhelming number to hear, but thankfully, you don't have to walk this disease alone. And someone who knows that all too well and sponsoring our segment today from the Alzheimer's Association is volunteer Scott Burnsmier. Scott's here with us now. Scott, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, yes. And so you know that I have a strong connection to Alzheimer's disease, but you do as well. So tell me a little bit about your story.
Well, unfortunately you do, and so unfortunately I do as well. And my connection is that both my father-in-law and my mother had a 10-year journey with Alzheimer's, and it ended in 2018, roughly about 62 days apart. So it was a rough 10 years. But that's why I'm here to kind of talk about how you can be involved.
Can we talk a little bit about the role of a caregiver experiencing Alzheimer's with a loved one? Because I know it can't be worse, but it is right there with them caring for someone and watching them slowly slip away.
Yeah, it really is. It's financially concerning. It's emotionally. You're watching a person that was a significant pillar in your life go to be nothing that you ever recognize. And so for us, it's really, and particularly for our family, was a very daunting task. And there's a couple things that Alzheimer's can really do as a dark disease. It can either make you bitter or better, and it can make you focus back on to that individual and making sure their integrity and their character's in place, because that's what's lost in the process of the disease. So it's really it's a stress and a strain for the individuals taking care of them. So that's what we do at the Alzheimer's Association, is make sure they have resources available.
Yes. And one of the biggest fundraisers that the Alzheimer's Association puts on every year is the Walk to End Alzheimer's, happening this Saturday. So let's kind of give everyone an overview of what that day looks like.
Yeah, so that day looks like you come in and it's really a celebration of the money that's been raised to help in resourcing. So you'll come in, you'll check in at a checkpoint. They'll walk you over to your team tent, whether it's a caregiving tent or it's a survivor, or it's the event where you can register, and you'll have an opportunity to go in and you'll have an opportunity to see the Promise Garden. And the Promise Garden is really depending on the stages that you're in with Alzheimer's. You will have that opportunity to pick a flower, and we'll do a ceremony. It's very emotional, but it's also very hopeful, because there is a flower there that's significant.
And there's only one of them.
And there's only one of them, and that flower is a white flower. And so one of the pictures that I gave you was a picture of my grandson, Isaac. And I'm hopeful that his generation will be able to walk freely with that white flower.
Yes. There are so many advancements being made, and that's where this money is going towards, to further the research to find that cure for hopefully someone to be able to have that white flower. So then we have a whole garden of white flowers someday. But where does the money go? Does it stay local? Does it go to like the whole country? How does that work?
So we are the Alzheimer's Association is the largest funder of research in the world. And one of the things that we like to do is we really put our money towards and focus on research. We're in the era of treatment, but we're still so far away. And I think that we also have connectivity with local support groups and our 24/7 navigation hotline where people can get on, and particularly for caregivers, because as we had talked about, it's a very stressful time. So resources being available for them through the 24/7 hotline with nurses and medical professionals is really the resources that we try to extend to them as well through the money raised.
Okay, so you got your team together?
I do have my team together. I have a team to honor my mother and my father-in-law, and we'll go out there and we'll walk and we'll celebrate the great people that they were.
Yes, absolutely, and honor their memory. And I've met your family; they're all lovely. And
so kind of you.
Yes, yeah. I'm sad that we have this connection together, and then we share this bond. But it is fun to remember our loved ones and work to find a cure, so that nobody else has to go through what us and other families have experienced. It's this Saturday. People can sign up online and help Walk to find a cure.
They can.
All right. If you want to learn more about this year's walk and get signed up, we'll connect you over at CILiving.tv. And we do thank the Alzheimer's Association for sponsoring our segment today.